Rockets here at home in this Western Conference matchup live here in Houston. 2K Sports brings you this broadcast of the NBA. This is Kevin Harlan, and with me, Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. Only one game away from San Antonio here. The Spurs will be back home for the next one. It's been a tremendous beginning to the new season. They are now 5-1.
You know, checking out San Antonio, they've been terrific in the early going this year. I mean, it looks like all the decisions they made in the offseason were right on point. Their plan's really working for them.
Yeah, I think it's been impressive what they've done, especially given the fact that the expectations were not that high coming into the season. So if anything, they've just kind of gone about their business quietly, put together a nice solid year to this point, and we'll see if they can keep it rolling.
And the starting group for the Spurs, Parker and Manu are the backcourt. Duncan out there with James Anderson. And it's Blair in at center. And for the Rockets, Garrett in at point guard. Wilson Chandler out there with Marion. Then there's Glenn Davis. And it's Allen in at the 2 spot. Now here's Duncan. It's stolen by Davis. Here's Garrett. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. Goes up. Anderson's shot is off. Defended by Anderson, and he flushes it through. Spike Sandgren with the replay.
Yes, indeedy. Boy, I love that one. That's not just any plain dunk. That has some panache to it.
It's an energizer, guys. That is an energizer.
That is, and that will lift the whole team up.
Now, Parker. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against the Clippers. No good from Ginobili. So it's Houston now. They defeated the Hornets in their last game.
And you started to get a sense watching that game that it was going to be their night, the way the three-pointers kept falling.
Yeah, I think it was amazing. I mean, to see those shots go down like that, it was almost like they were shooting layups the way they splashed those threes.
2 on the clock. Chandler. The three-pointer, no good. And the Spurs with possession. This, of course, their first opportunity to play Houston this season.
Yeah, these were two of the top teams in the conference a year ago. And I'll tell you what, this club was really at their best in those games. The season series really belonged to them.
Now let's find out what head coach Greg Popovich had to say to Doris Burke. Doris?
Kevin, he had high praise for the defense they're up against, but didn't go so far as to say they are unbeatable. He feels he has a game plan lined up that should allow them to slowly chip away at their defensive structure and allow them to control their chances on offense. Kevin, let's see how it plays out.
Wonderful stuff, Doris. Thanks. What approach to use against the opposing D, I guess, in the front of their minds, it sounds like, Clark.
Yeah, well, it's a tall task when you take on a team as sound defensively as they are, so you just have to be sharp in your execution.
Steve?
Yeah, you got to be sharp, but you also have to attack. I mean, if you're not aggressive against this team, they're going to take control of you, and all of a sudden, they'll have control of the game.
You just can't overstate how important those matchups between the top conference teams are.
Well, there's always a lot at stake, Kevin. You want to get that good seed in the spring. Both these teams know every game is going to be about.
And these players think about that.
Yes.
They know about the seeding.
They sure do. They've got it in their minds.
He dishes it to Davis. And Houston again with the bucket.
I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spot. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be.
Parker outside. It's Ginobili outside, and it's good on the assist by Parker.
There are two guys thinking alike. Perfect pass and perfect catch. Well done both ways.
Here's Garrett, the layup off target.
He lost his focus there, guys. That's a shot he should make.
Parker kicks to Anderson. Here's the 3, and again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
Well, I like the way he orchestrated in tight that time, fellas.
Allen for 3. Gets it to go. Allen's got his first 3 points of the game.
And a 3 the other way.
Back and forth we go. Neither side giving an inch.
Now, here's Blair. 11-point game his last outing. The shot is off, and the Rockets go the other way. Allen left side. For the three. Count the bucket. 8 points for him.
Boy, a fast start here. Their offense has been very impressive.
Yeah, they're making their own luck, Clark, really playing with a purpose offensively.
Parker kicks to Blair. Feeds it to Ginobili. Stripped it away.
And nice swipe there. You can see his eyes get... And that steal really triggered the fast break. Nice play.
Hey, you're right, and the break itself may have been even better.
Here's Parker. Still looking to get on the scoreboard. Fades and shoots to halt the run, and it ends up out of bounds. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. Take a look at the Rockets. Right now they're off to a fast start. First place in the conference. And of course the San Antonio Spurs. Right now it's second place.
You know, checking out San Antonio, they've been terrific in the early part.
Great start here early on, but they've got to continue to play well to maintain that lead.
Boy, I tell you what, really nice start for them here, guys. Getting after both ends of the floor, you got to like that.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. Last game matched up with the Clippers. A tough loss there.
What an awful night in the floor for this club that night. I'm not sure they were really in sync offensively. Looked like they got very stagnant out there.
Yeah, I wouldn't pinpoint a lack of effort because I think they tried, Steve. I mean, really, they gave effort, but I think it was just one of those nights where shots weren't falling.
Nice job there of disrupting that play.
Yeah, nearly came up with the steal.
.119 left to play in the first quarter. And they call goaltending. They'll give him the bucket.
Finger roll. That's pure style, guys. I like that.
He's coming off a 34-point game against New Orleans. Back to Gibson. Lets the three fly. That's good from Allen on the assist from Gibson. 6 points for Allen.
That's just horrible decision. We got to be more patient with the ball. Impressive offensive execution to this point. That's what's gotten them this lead.
Well, it's paid off on the scoreboard. The fact that they've been together and productive offensively.
Out to Chandler. Launches it. It's hauled in by Blair. Blair's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Here's Lee, and count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Great finish there, and now he's got a free throw coming, too.
Boy, that's a big boy move right there, partner. I mean, it takes a lot of strength to finish a shot through contact like that.
Great job taking that one all the way to the hoop.
Yeah, he made the D look non-existent and foolish there.
.34 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Uzo, and it's San Antonio with another. 12 points for him. Hayes down low. He's guarded by Blair. Got a piece of it. Stolen by Ginobili.
Unnecessary pass there. He's got to make a better decision.
It'll count. And that's not going to go. Domination in the first quarter. It's been pretty lopsided. Rockets on top. They lead by 11.
It was pretty impressive the way they moved the ball, made the extra pass, and found open shooters that whole quarter.
Yeah, it's been a complete team effort out there. Great to watch.
And we'll return momentarily.
Tune in next Thursday. Kobe Bryant and the Los Angeles Lakers go up against...
Here's Parker, looking for his first bucket of the game. Garrett in at shooting guard. Wilson Chandler out there with Marion. Then it's Allen, and it's Wall in at the 1 spot. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets. Ginobili gets the bucket.
Well, they've got to do something defensively because he's been unstoppable.
And defensively, Steve, your only choice now is to double him. I mean, I don't think there's another option.
Here's Garrett. Hit his leg. And it's being called a kickball. 12 points for him. Chandler with the screen on Parker. 6 to shoot. Here's Garrett. And Ginobili pulls it down.
Well, that's definitely a good look. I mean, the defense can't be that relaxed. I mean, and expect him to miss consistently from there. He's too good.
Here's Chandler. Count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed assist. Chandler's got his second basket of the night. Here's Parker. They trail by 9 points. He's picked up by Wall. Blair with it. Ginobili outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Puts the lead pass in front of him. Here's Splitter. That falls. Nice feed that time for Manu Ginobili.
Yeah, they are just lighting him up from mid-range area.
You know, sometimes we forget about the value of the mid-range or in-between game. This team has made 8 of their last 10 with that shot, the in-between shot. Boy, that's a hard pass to make. You got to lead your teammate absolutely perfectly.
And here is Parker. Still looking to get on the scoreboard. Now Ginobili. Here is Splitter. Sean Marion covering. With 1 on the clock, and it's San Antonio with another.
You look at their scoring. Mid-range jumpers account for 6 of their last 10 points.
Well, defensively, they're doing a nice job of keeping them out of the paint, but you got to give them credit. They're knocking down shots.
He's got 12. It's blocked. Guys, we've seen some excellent offensive output.
Yes, sir, fellas. They've had it going on big time.
Big time is right, Clark. A lot of momentum here offensively. Yeah, that's smart basketball. You foul and you send a very poor free throw shooter to the line.
Yeah, I think that's just smart. I mean, especially the way he's been throwing it down. Make him earn it at the stripe.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Glenn Davis is checked in for Marion. Gian Leon comes in for Wilson Chandler. And it's Jefferson in for John Wall. The feed now to Davis. They're working it around. Up and in on the layup.
Boy, I love the way they've been attacking inside, Kevin.
All right, guys, they're getting a lot of points in the painted area, not settling for outside shots, and I don't see any reason to change strategy here.
Shoots. Shot no good. And the Rockets go the other way. They've led by as many as 14 points. They host the 76ers after this game. And that game is the second of 2 straight at home. They get a hand on it. The pass to Splitter. Ginobili with the 3. Again, the miss by the Spurs. Rockets leading by 6. Now Yee. The finger roll finish at the bucket. Yee's got his first points of the night. Now here's Ginobili. Splitter with the ball. Here is Anderson. Over Jefferson. San Antonio again missing. Puts up a 3. Gets the bucket. And it's an 11-point Rocket lead.
He's picking up right where he left off in the first quarter.
Out of bounds. And they'll keep possession. And this is what the schedule looks like for Houston. They host the 76ers after this game. That'll be the latter half of this 2-game homestand. We've got 13 seconds left in the first half of the game. It's tipped. Throws it up high. Garrett is whistled for reaching in. That's his first foul. Got it off in time. And we've reached halftime in this one. And we'll be back live from Houston.
It's Friday night, and you got a date with the NBA. It's the HP Halftime Report.
Out in Houston, the Rockets with the lead against the Spurs. They're on a winning streak, and that momentum's carried right over into this game. A nice first half by Ray Allen. He's picked up half a dozen points and has added some assists to his totals as well. And for the Spurs, it's a grinded-out effort. They've limited the second-chance buckets. They've been crashing the defensive glass, playing big on the defensive end. A great performance by Manu Ginobili in the first half. He's got 10 points and also sharing it around with a few assists. It may be lopsided on the scoreboard, but these two have been trading blows. For the Wizards, they'll be up against the Cavaliers.
Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. Here's who Greg Popovich is starting in the second half. Oh, we've got a second. Let's check out the spike slam cam.
Boy, he's got enough hang time there to put a little something extra on that one. 2 scoops of ice cream after that.
Well, that's a play that's going to be remembered from this game, that's for sure.
I think that was more like a banana split, Clark.
Marion against Duncan. Here's Ginobili. Bucket's good. Ginobili's got 12.
Points in the paint have been the main course or main entree, if you will. They just keep pounding it inside.
Now they're seeing no resistance defensively in the paint area, so the defense has got to be tougher.
Defended by Anderson. Ray Allen is on the wing. Over Ginobili. Again, the Rockets score. Here's Ginobili. 12 points for him. And Allen picks him up defensively. Ginobili, the pass to Anderson. Ginobili against Allen. Just 5 on the clock. Anderson's shot is off.
Boy, just by his body language, Kevin, you can tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Yeah, a little frustrated now, shaking his head after that miss.
Puts it up. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Marion's got his first basket of the night. Deflects the pass. Garrett in for the dunk.
Well, that's great. You take advantage of that turnover and convert at the other end.
Absolutely. I mean, points off turnovers this time generated off the steal.
San Antonio calls timeout.
He's in one heck of a groove with the scoring. They're going to talk it over and try to figure out how to slow him down.
John Wall's checked in for Houston.
Well, credit the defense, but you've got to be more careful with the ball.
Here's Garrett. And that comes off the assist by John Wall. 22 points for him. Spurs trail by 18. Parker kicks to Anderson. Now Chandler defending. They're moving the ball. Here's the break. And strong with the one-handed jam.
Just cruising out there offensively. This team really playing well.
Well, Steve, it's pretty comfortable when you can be up double digits in the middle of the game. That's a good place to be.
Here's Parker. Looking for his first bucket of the game. Back to Duncan. This is to Ginobili. Clock at 6. Blair, the screen. Courtney Lee, who's checked in for San Antonio. Here's Parker. He's picked up by Wall. Blair down low. Davis is there. 5 to shoot. And they get it, and Anderson gets it to go. Anderson's got his second bucket of the night.
Not a lot going wrong for them on offense in the early part of the third. I mean, that's 3 makes on 4 tries now.
He's got 24. And stolen by Blair.
Well, he saw that kick out coming and really anticipated the play before it happened.
Here's Anderson. He passes it to Lee. Shot is blocked. Rockets leading by 18. Lee gets the whistle for blocking. That's his first foul.
That's such a tough call to make as a ref, but I think he got it right. The defender was not set.
Yeah, I thought he was leaning as well, Steve.
Kicks it to Davis. 6 on the shot clock. No good on the 3. Lee against Chandler. Chandler with the steal. Here's Garrett, and it's thrown down hard with both hands.
Now that's a special order right there.
Not everybody can cap off a dunk like that.
Yeah, very difficult maneuver, but a tremendous one if you can pull it off.
Here's Parker. Still looking to get on the scoreboard. Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over.
And obviously, coach doesn't want them giving up all these inside buckets. They need to do a better job of moving their feet, staying in their stance, and keeping their man in front of them.
Keep it going for your Rockets power dancer. Here is Anderson. He has 5. And here's Blair. Davis is on it. The 3 is launched. It's rebounded by Houston.
He just can't get a good feel for his shot at this point. That's one of the reasons they're losing.
Right up. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Davis has got his 3rd basket of the night. Now Parker. He's picked up by Wall. Now Blair pulls up on the wing, and Duncan with the basket on the assist by Blair. Blair's got his 3rd assist on the night. Rockets leading by 20. He's got 26. Wall. And Lee pulls it down. He feeds it to Parker. Backing him down is Duncan. The high post shot. Rebound by John Wall. Wall's got 3 rebounds now in this one. To the inside. Here's Marion. Duncan with the block. Spurs trail by 20. Some firepower, Clark and Steve, from this offense.
Yeah, Kevin, how about the air of confidence? I mean, they really look like they believe in what they're doing.
Yeah, a little swagger here from this team. They're in a nice groove. That's his first 3-pointer of the half. Remember, he did make one in the first half as well.
Marion kicks to Wall. Here's the screen. Out to Chandler. 2 on the clock. Blocked. And as we end the 3rd quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Rockets lead by 17.
The NBA season kicks into gear. The New York Knicks take on Steven Jackson.
And now let's send it to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, for our Sprite Spark of the game. Doris?
Kevin, the spark in this game, the big push by the Rockets. They keep going right at that defense and continue to pile points on top.
Spurs trail by 21. Ball stolen. Garrett, he's in at point guard. And the big-time jam. Let's see it again with the Sprite Slam Cam.
There isn't anybody in the building that didn't appreciate that throwdown.
Well, Steve, that's as fancy a finish as you could possibly get.
Serious degree of difficulty on that one. Well, you wonder, will the NBA ever go the route of international sports and start putting sponsors' logos on the team jerseys? That would be an enormous step, but it would also be very lucrative for the teams.
Good for the three-point play. And, you know, speaking of sponsorships on the players' jerseys, we've seen that in the WNBA and the D-League. Some people feel it's just a matter of time before we see it in the NBA.
Well, I'm not sure. I mean, there's a commercialization that takes place, particularly at the pro level, that we've come to accept and consider part of the territory. I still think you want to try to balance it and do it in good taste. I mean, you think of the classic freeze frame of Jordan dunking with the fast food logo center frame on his jersey. I mean, that might be pushing it a tad too far.
Backing down is Jefferson. Down low. Covered by Lee. Shot clock at 6. From deep. That's good. 32 points in the game.
Boy, he just seems to score so easily. The game comes very simply to him.
Poked away. And they're pushing it up. The finish. A huge slam. The perfect end of the fast break.
Impressive play there, and they have been really good offensively.
Piling up the points en route to this big lead, guys. I mean, they've been unstoppable.
The beat dishes to Uzo. Lee outside. Just 5 to shoot.
Well, one of the things I think the NBA has been very progressive with is the use of instant replay, and they've expanded its use the last couple of seasons. And I think it's a good thing, as long as it doesn't slow the game down too much.
And he sinks the second. You talk about the increasing use of instant replay, over 10 different triggers for it, most at the end of quarters or in the last 2 minutes of regulation.
Yeah, you know, I don't think players mind waiting a minute or two. I mean, the officials do a good job of getting to the right result. And when it comes down to those big calls, the most important thing, Kevin, is getting the call right. And more times than not, that's exactly what happened.
Out to Parker. Takes the 3. And Courtney Lee gets the 3.
That's now 6 straight points off open threes. Get a hand up, fellas. Pay attention to the scouting report.
Well, you know how quickly things can go south when you start giving up wide open looks to this team.
That's good. He's got 36.
Yeah, this is a done deal here. They've pretty much finished this team off.
Yeah, we can put this one in the book. Too much to overcome now.
Manu Ginobili, he's checked in for Courtney Lee. Here's Ginobili. Passes it to Parker. From 11 feet away, connects, the jumper drops.
Well, it was an open question to start last season whether the older elite teams could stay on top, and during the regular season they seem to do pretty well. The Spurs, Lakers, Mavs, the Celtics all ranked in the top 3 in their respective conferences, but the big picture started to become a little less rosy once we got the playoffs going.
And so here is San Antonio. Duncan, the pass to Anderson. Manu Ginobili on the wing, moving the ball well. Front pass the arc. Anderson's shot is off. Clark, you're right. Going back to those veteran teams last season, the Spurs knocked out in the first round. Celtics and Lakers beaten convincingly in the second round, Steve. Major statements made in both conferences.
Yeah, it seems like last year was almost a changing of the guard type season in the NBA, Kevin. You had the older teams, as you mentioned, like the Celtics and Lakers and Spurs, going out relatively early in the playoffs, and then some of the younger groups, whether it was Oklahoma City or Chicago or Miami, really coming to the forefront. And I think over the next...
And it's Ginobili finishing it off.
That is just so sweet. I mean, power and skill combined. to give us that reverse?
Where do moves like that come from?
Only from players like him, apparently.
Here's Garrett on the money.
Looks like it's over. Double-digit margin, clock running down. Just take care of the ball now.
Yep, it's a simple equation. This one's over. Use the clock and take care of the orange.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. So we see the Rockets taking the win here. Some days, Clark, everything goes right for a team, and they just had one of those games.
Yeah, it certainly was. I mean, these guys played a great all-around basketball game here.
And that'll do it for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan saying so long and thanks for joining us as we leave you with the Jordan Player of the Game.
Big win for the team tonight, and it was a blowout for the second straight game. Is there any way the team can sustain this level of play for much longer?
Man, if anyone's capable of doing it, it's these guys. We've truly been playing as a team these past couple of games, and it's been amazing to see what we can do when everyone's playing at their peak. I got to credit Coach, too, for the great job he's done in preparing us for these games. Without his hard work to complement our play, we wouldn't have been able to do it.